To its signing.
From all of us at News Channel 5, happy holidays.
Tonight, with the death toll rising by the hour, help is on the way. The first relief supplies arrive in the tsunami disaster zone as the United States and other nations promise more. A bloody day in Iraq. Insurgent attacks killed dozens of Iraqis and leave 15 U.S. troops seriously wounded. A powerful winter storm throws everything it has at Southern California. And you saw the movie, now see the play. Broadway taking its cues from Hollywood.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
And good evening. Dan is off tonight. I'm John Roberts. The focus is now on helping the survivors before it's too late. World health officials estimated today that 5 million people are without food, clean water, or shelter in the arc of tsunami destruction across southern Asia. The relief effort shifted into high gear today as the death toll continued to climb. The sheer scale of the catastrophe is nearly impossible to grasp. At least 76,000 people in 12 countries have been killed, and officials expect the number to soon exceed 100,000. More than 500,000 people have been injured. Hardest hit, Indonesia, where at least 45,000 people lost their lives. In Sri Lanka, the toll is over 22,000. At least 7,000 people have died in India. And in Thailand, about 1,600 are dead, with an additional 5,000 still listed as missing. President Bush today made his first public comments on the disaster from his Texas ranch.
These past few days have brought loss and grief to the world that is beyond our comprehension.
The president announced that the United States, India, Australia, and Japan have formed a coalition to coordinate the massive relief effort. Authorities say providing clean water and food to millions of victims is the best way to prevent deadly epidemics. There is a sharp difference of opinion on whether the huge numbers of decaying bodies are an immediate health threat requiring burial in mass graves. What everyone does agree on is that it will take many months and billions of dollars to restore what nature took in just a few minutes. The figure of 7,000 killed in India does not include 8,000 people feared dead on 2 Indian islands. Officials suspect there were few survivors. And correspondent Alan Pizzi, in the island nation of Sri Lanka, the scope of the catastrophe is becoming painfully clear.
This is only a small section of the destruction along Sri Lanka's coast, but it is a graphic example of why the government here says it is only now beginning to come to grips with the crisis. The town of Galle was reduced to ruins as the tsunami roared through the streets. People caught in its path had no chance. The death toll is rising by the hour, and many bodies will never be identified. This Swiss man came looking for his son and ex-wife.
Bodies are in a very, very bad shape. Apart things like clothes or earrings or jewels or anything like this, it's, I would say, impossible to identify.
Nonetheless, the living kept looking, hoping at least to find a body to grieve over. But the chances of that grow slimmer as time and the tropical heat take their toll. Local aid agencies have begun distributing small amounts of food, but cannot cope. Refugees sheltering in a church were given 1 glass of milk. Sri Lanka is counting on what is being called the biggest relief operation in history. The World Food Program is sending in enough supplies to feed 500,000 people for 2 weeks, and more international aid is on its way. But when the immediate emergency situation is over, these people will be left to rebuild on their own. And most are starting from nothing. Gunaratna Ratakaruna could only sit and weep in the ruins of his house. All he has left intact is a wedding photo.
My wife.
She died when the wave struck. But most people simply got on with salvaging what they could, clearing up what they could not. The Gunaratni family lost everything, but still managed to smile in a philosophical phrase. Lucky in life, he says, not so lucky with the house. What is so striking is these were solid stone and concrete structures, a disaster of immense proportion, summed up best by an old woman's simple gesture. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Hirawata, Sri Lanka.
In Thailand, foreign experts skilled at identifying the victims of terror attacks are now trying to identify the victims of the tsunami, people who were vacationing at a popular Thai resort. CBS News correspondent Barry Peterson is in Thailand.
In a moment when life and death hung in the balance, strangers reached out to save strangers. But as this home video shows, it was seconds too late. The waters came so fast that many never realized the peril they faced. Khao Lak, with its 5-star resorts, is a national park known for its pristine forest. Now, these forests are being combed acre by acre. People rushed to this area hoping they could find survivors, hoping they could help, but it is too late. All that is left now is the grim task of collecting the dead. This is a wasteland. The destruction here seems endless. It stretches for mile after mile after mile. The provincial headquarters is now a staging area for badly needed aid. Water and food are the most critical. Most here are homeless, their possessions gone. Some of the children are so unaware of what happened, this is all like some kind of adventure. But grown-ups know. Their faces are masks of shock and disbelief. The Yingyao Buddhist temple is now a makeshift morgue. Many of the dead were found, their hands raised up, as if trying to fend off the waves that showed no mercy. A few found and prayed over relatives. Others could only search almost endless photographs of the dead, hoping to find a face of one's loved and now lost. Most left with no relief from their despair. Medical workers are taking DNA samples from the dead, but processing the samples takes time. There will be no answers soon. Wendy Chipwadan believes she found her missing mother.
But I have to wait anyway.
How long?
I have no choice. I don't know, 3 months.
It seems inevitable that many here will end up unknown, lives and names lost forever. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Khao Lak, Thailand.
In the war on terror, Saudi police reportedly killed 9 militants in a shootout today in Riyadh. The gun battle followed 2 attempted suicide car bomb attacks by suspected al-Qaeda members. Security sources say 1 car exploded after failing to crash the gates of the Interior Ministry. Police say the bombers and 1 other person were killed. Saddam Hussein has himself a high-profile attorney. Former U.S. Attorney General and civil rights activist Ramsey Clark says he has joined the legal team defending the deposed Iraqi president at his upcoming war crimes trial. In Baghdad, Kimberly Dozier reports insurgents today carried out a deadly ruse.
Iraqi police say this was an ambush. Someone tipped them off that there were insurgents hiding here. As they stormed the building, some 1,700 pounds of explosives were set off, obliterating almost the entire block. More than 24 people were killed, with more feared buried in the rubble. Insurgents also attacked Iraqi and U.S. forces in Mosul with suicide bombs and rocket-propelled grenades. The Americans say they killed some 25 militants, but 15 U.S. soldiers were gravely injured. Such attacks, especially against Iraqi forces, are designed to rip out the coalition's security linchpin for upcoming elections. In some parts of the country, Iraqi police and guardsmen are resigning in droves. Calls by Osama bin Laden and his followers in Iraq for more violence and an election boycott have raised the stakes even higher for Washington.
It's the difference between the ability for individuals to express themselves and the willingness of an individual to try to impose his dark vision on the world, on the people of Iraq and elsewhere.
Iraqi officials are now merging their better-trained National Guard with less disciplined army troops, hoping it will add up to a fighting force with the backbone and training to stand up to insurgent intimidation.
But if the current rate of Iraqi resignations continues, U.S. commanders know they'll have even more security gaps to fill with U.S. troops across this vast country come Election Day. Kimberly Dozier, CBS News, Baghdad.
In this country, powerful West Coast storms could keep coming one after another all the way through New Year's Day. Sandra Hughes reports one western storm already moved east into Arizona today, just as another headed for the California coast.
The rain came so fast and furious, streets became canals. Vehicles collided like bumper cars, and the earth opened up. Overnight, a surfboard rescue. More than 120,000 people lost power during the rainiest December day on record here.
Rare for Southern California, this weather system brought thunderstorms with lightning and a tornado.
It touched down just south of Los Angeles.
Never expected a tornado in SoCal. We have at least 50 trees, averaging 40 to 50 feet in height, that were actually sheared off.
In Sedona, Arizona, the storm forced hundreds to evacuate. For the drought-stricken West, rain is always welcome. This storm turned into too much of a good thing. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming up next on tonight's CBS Evening News, from Mount St. Helens to a giant tsunami, are there links between the world's natural disasters? We'll give you the inside story. Later, what's happening to Broadway? We'll show you why it's looking more and more like a multiplex. But first, Dan Rather with this note.
CBS News honors fallen heroes. Travis Frederick, natural leader, cross-country star, studying to be a crime scene investigator. He said he wanted to make a positive difference. An intelligence analyst in Iraq, he was killed in a mortar attack. His father called Frederick a global country boy who grew up on a farm but could fit in anywhere in the world.
In our fast-paced world, it's important to take a moment to relax. Immerse yourself in one of the world's most inspiring musical experiences. Introducing the most relaxing classical album in the world ever. A listening experience perfectly suited to your world. Surround yourself with the tranquility and classical grandeur of Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. This once-in-a-lifetime treasury is performed by today's greatest classical artists. The most relaxing classical album in the world ever. Over 2.5 hours of the world's best-loved classical themes. To order, call now. This outstanding collection has been digitally mastered to further enhance this definitive listening experience. The most relaxing classical album in the world ever. On 2 CDs or 2 cassettes. Call now to order yours.
To order the most relaxing classical album in the world ever, use your credit card and call the number on your screen, or send check or money order to the address shown. Rush delivery available. Call now.
Should I use Preparation H?
Preparation H medicated wipes are 4 times bigger than Tux pads and add a touch of soothing aloe. Preparation H medicated wipes. Big relief.
Fishing is my passion since I was his age. My multivitamin, Centrum Silver.
Centrum Silver has a group of essential nutrients that emerging science suggests may help reduce the risk of heart disease. Put your heart into what you love with age-adjusted Centrum Silver.
This year began and is ending with cataclysmic events that killed tens of thousands of people and brought untold suffering to millions more. But are these seismic events and others links in a chain reaction of disaster? Jerry Bowen has the inside story.
It was 1 year ago to the day of Sunday's earthquake-tsunami disaster that a quake leveled the ancient Persian trading center of Bam, Iran, killing 26,000 people. Seismic events that seemingly bookend a year of quake and volcanic activity from Hokkaido, Japan to Mount St. Helens in Washington state. But scientists say all that rumbling and shaking is not what it may seem.
There's really no influence from a particular earthquake to the strain in the surrounding area which might cause another earthquake, as far as we know.
Even fault lines and volcanoes with a geographic connection, the well-known Pacific Ring of Fire, for example, are less connected than it may appear. When Mount St. Helens huffed and puffed back to life this past fall, it was a mountain of a show, but still a solo performance. One active volcano among many still ones around the Ring of Fire.
They're all related in a very general plate tectonics type of sense, but on a day-to-day basis, they don't really talk to each other.
Why then does it seem this has been such a busy seismic year? February earthquakes in Indonesia and Morocco that claimed over 650 lives, 2 shakers in California, 6.0 on the scale and higher. Fact is, the year's been slow by seismic standards.
The last year of seismic activity, except for the magnitude 9.0, has been not unusual at all.
Even the 6-pointer that hit Parkfield, California in September was a yawner, a town on the notorious San Andreas Fault that scientists have drilled and wired to improve their ability to forecast. And they'd been predicting Parkfield would take a hit. Problem is, they were off.
Actually, the quake happened much later, like 12 years later than it was expected.
The only connection among all these seismic events, it seems, is their unpredictability. Tragic natural disasters everyone knows can happen, but not when. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
No let-up in the housing boom, which is good for the economy. Used homes were selling last month at a record clip. The main reason, low mortgage rates. This year, they were, on average, the second lowest on record. You're watching the CBS Evening News, and coming up next, new hope for the prevention of heart attacks and the early diagnosis of cancer. The year ahead in medicine is straight ahead.
We're here showing folks how a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch changes regular chops into ranch chops.
It's got pizzazz.
And changes regular bread into ranch bread.
It's better than bread.
Hidden Valley Ranch. This changes everything.
$120.90.
I'll just put it on the credit card.
But those rates.
Don't worry. I'll just put it on our Capital One Prime Lock card.
Introducing the new Capital One Prime Lock card. It's set at prime so you never have to worry about your interest rate again.
What's in your wallet?
Denture wearers, we stained a string of pearls in barbecue sauce, not just to prove the stain-removing strength of Efferdent Plus or the freshening power of its Listerine ingredients, but to give every denture wearer the confidence to show those pearly whites. The confident clean of Efferdent Plus.
Our hair is straight and curly, and for millions of us, it's thinning, mostly because of heredity. Women's Rogaine can help. It has the only FDA-approved ingredient proven to regrow hair in women. The sooner you start using Rogaine, the better Rogaine works.
We're out of water. That means I can't mix my fiber drink or take fiber pills.
No problem. Try new Benefiber Chewables. Tasty orange cream. No water needed.
We're safe!
New Benefiber Chewables makes taking fiber easier.
On a special day this February, you might get roses, balloons, champagne, and lots of kisses. And all of America might be watching on live TV as the Publishers Clearinghouse Prize Patrol surprises you with $10 million. Oh,
my
Lord. Watch your mail or go to PCH.com.
That's unbelievable.
Enter, and on February 28th, you might win.
My disease is called osteosarcoma, and it's a bone cancer.
This could kill her.
First thing out of Matthew's mouth is, "Mommy, I'm scared." I said, "Matthew, that's okay, because I'm scared too."
She has a serious disease that kills.
We're not giving up. We're going to fight.
St. Jude is the place that's going to cure her.
Tonight at 8 p.m. on News Channel 5.
All this week, the CBS Evening News is giving you a preview of what you might expect in 2005. Tonight, advances in medicine. CBS News medical correspondent Elizabeth Caledon reports that will certainly include new ways to keep the public safe from dangerous prescription drugs in the year ahead.
The painkiller Vioxx may be gone, but look for long-lasting side effects in the years to come. Not just because the drug and others like it have been linked to heart attack risk, but because its downfall is bound to have a major impact on the future of drug regulation.
I think people have been reminded what the FDA is for. The FDA is to stop people from dying.
We will not have any more shots.
The consensus is public health officials are going to have to do a better job in the future, especially when it comes to protecting the public from the flu. Manufacturing problems meant we were short 50 million doses of flu vaccine this season.
We don't want to be in a circumstance in the future
where we have such few suppliers.
If we're to prevent this sight again, experts say technology to make flu vaccine must be modernized. The race is on to perfect new cell-based vaccines that can be mass-produced in huge tanks. They should be available in about 5 years. So is there any good news to look forward to in 2005? Doctors say treating and diagnosing both heart disease, our leading killer, and cancer will see major advances in the months and years ahead. As we learned from Bill Clinton's emergency heart surgery in September, our best methods of detecting heart disease aren't good enough.
You raise your arms up over your head.
That's where a brand new imaging technology called cardiac CT scans are expected to play a huge role. Phyllis Laperkia is having a scan done because she has high cholesterol and is having chest pains.
If this is non-invasive, less painful, why not go for it?
Here's the left ventricle.
After about 45 seconds, her doctor gets a complete 3D image of her heart.
Is this the future of preventing heart attacks?
Absolutely. There is no question about it.
While preventing cancer remains an elusive problem, diagnosing it and treating it is on the brink of drastic change. Cancer specialists are already seeing the potential for advances like designer chemotherapy, drugs that will treat cancer based on an individual's genetic makeup.
I think it's going to be in some ways the biggest medical breakthrough of this decade.
With great things on the horizon, there remains one problem the best minds in medicine can't seem to solve, and that's obesity. Experts are searching for a medical solution. The latest one, a drug called Acomplia, promises to help fight cravings and reduce inches. But most doctors agree there will be no magic bullet. Science and technology are expected to enable great medical advances in the years to come, but they can only do so much if Americans are unwilling to take care of themselves as best they can. Elizabeth Caledon, CBS News, New York.
What to look for in the year ahead. A Broadway tribute tonight to Jerry Orbach. Theaters dimming their lights for the Bronx-born actor who died from prostate cancer. Orbach's many theater credits include 42nd Street and The Fantastics.
Try to remember the kind of September.
But he's probably best known as Detective Briscoe in the television series Law and Order. Jerry Orbach was 69 years old. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, we'll show you why a walk down Broadway is feeling more like a ride on Hollywood Boulevard. Stay with us.
From landing on Saturn's moon to golf balls that go where you want, wait till you see what science has in store in the year ahead. Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Raise your hand, you got it. Raise your hand. Sure Unscented. It's the #1 selling unscented antiperspirant. Get outstanding odor and wetness protection minus the heavy scent. Raise your hand if you're sure.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. Next year all our troubles will be out of sight. So have yourself a merry little Christmas.
This holiday season, put out the good stuff. Planters.
It's almost over. Kia's year-end sales event. Just a few days left to get great deals on a new Kia, like 0% financing. Time's running out for $2,000 cash back on Sorrento. Or $3,000 cash back on Sedona. Kia's year-end sales event. There's no better time to get a Kia. Get up to $3,000 cash back. Hurry to Kia. This event must end January 3rd.
Hello, my darling. Your last blossom beckons. I am so congested. If only my medicine could treat and help prevent these seasonal nasal allergy symptoms.
Only Nasonex is clinically proven to both treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion. Only Nasonex. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
I have returned my flower, a changed bee.
To treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, Nasonex is the one. Talk to your doctor.
For years, the kids have called me their guardian angel.
Brady?
When I got
cancer, and the chemo made me anemic and too weak to keep working. I had to do something. I asked my doctor about Procrit.
Procrit is for chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer. Procrit is proven to help rebuild red blood cells, which can mean more strength. Ask your doctor if Procrit is right for you. Procrit is not for patients with uncontrolled high blood pressure and may increase the risk of blood clots.
I'm back, and there's no stopping me.
I'm a nurse, and washing my hands all day makes my skin raw.
Gold Bond Ultimate Healing Lotion. 7 intensive moisturizers and 3 vitamins.
It works better than any lotion I've ever used.
Don't take our word for it. Take yours.
Gold Bond Ultimate. This stuff really works.
Police say she's confessed to raping a toddler, but that is not what she's telling us. Hear her side of the story only on News Channel 5 at 6.
As the curtain comes down on 2004, Broadway producers said today they grossed a record $749 million this year. To keep that number rising in the years ahead, correspondent Anthony Mason reports Broadway is banking on the big screen.
It may be called Broadway, but it's looking more and more like a Hollywood multiplex with a flood of new musicals based on movies about to open. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang premieres in April. Tickets just went on sale for Spamalot, based on a Monty Python film. And sets are going up for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, based on the MGM movie.
We have 30 projects in development.
Darcy Dankert heads MGM On Stage, which besides Scoundrels is also developing Legally Blonde, Get Shorty, even the old Vincent Price horror film, Theater of Blood.
I think what attracts the audience to these titles is that they know they're going to be entertained.
Take a look!
One of Disney's all-time favorites,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious.
just opened on stage in London. But even for a popular title like Mary Poppins, the stakes are high.
$10 million, $11 million, $12 million to mount a Broadway show.
Tom Schumacher heads Disney's theatrical unit, created after the phenomenal success of Beauty and the Beast. But when a show fails, Schumacher says, there's no way to recover the losses.
You either make it or you don't.
And more than 80% of musicals don't make it. More than ever, Broadway's become a risky business. No, that's one film title that's not about to be made into a musical. But you might be surprised what is.
I know they're going to make, for example, Spider-Man into a Broadway musical.
Michael Riedel covers Broadway for the New York Post.
I can't see Spider-Man fitting in the great tradition of Carousel and My Fair Lady.
In the end, of course, a Hollywood pedigree is no guarantee of success.
I want to be a producer.
But with shows like The Producers setting box office records, Hollywood is singing Broadway's tune louder than ever. Anthony Mason, CBS News, New York.
They did Kiss of the Spider-Woman, so why not Spider-Man? And that's the CBS Evening News coming up later on tonight, 60 Minutes Wednesday.
The story of how these kids and this woman worked together to make beautiful music on 60 Minutes Wednesday.
For Dan Rather, I'm John Roberts, CBS News in New York. Thanks for choosing us for your source of news this evening. Have a good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart, where you can find everything you and your family need at everyday low prices. Walmart, always low prices, always. See the amazing things science has in store in the year ahead. Tomorrow, experience CBS News.
Straight ahead tonight on News Channel 5 at 6, how the tax man is going to target drug dealers in Tennessee.
And a daycare worker accused of raping a toddler in her care tells her side of the story.
And who needs the giant ball in Times Square?
We'll show you what Nashville will be dropping at midnight to ring in the new year. The news is now.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. Chris and Vicki have the night off. Well, the State Department of Revenue is now gearing up to deal with a different type of clientele.
May sound a little crazy, but starting Saturday, a new law will require drug dealers to pay taxes on the drugs they sell. News Channel 5's LaCheryl Tucker tells us how this new law counts on criminals doing the right thing.
This is Meridian Street. Meridian used to have a lot of drug sales on a lot of the corners.
Sam McCullough is a neighborhood activist in the Cleveland Park area. He says his community has changed for the better, but it wasn't too long ago when drug dealers nearly took over.
Anything you wanted to buy was available in this area.
The fight